In today's video, we're delving into the world of food chains, defining them, exploring its different types, providing examples, and highlighting the differences between food chains and food webs. What is a food chain? A trophic chain, commonly known as food chain, is a visual representation in an ecosystem that outlines the linear connections between organisms, serving as both consumers and the consumed. This representation uses arrows to illustrate the flow of energy from organisms at lower trophic levels to those at higher trophic levels. Here are some key characteristics of food chains. Energy moves from simpler to more complex organisms. Arrows indicate the direction of energy flow. Each link in the food chain or trophic level corresponds to a specific species. Key species hold influence over food chains, impacting the abundance of other species within the food web based on their presence or absence. Energy distribution at each trophic level is visually represented in trophic or ecological pyramids, with primary producers accumulating the most energy at the base. Progressing up the pyramid, each level represents 10% of the energy from the previous level. The available energy decreases rapidly, resulting in relatively short pyramids. Food chains come in various types depending on the organisms initiating or forming the foundation of these chains. Predator food chains. Commonly known as herbivore-based chains, predator food chains follow a specific order: primary producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, and quaternary consumers. Parasite food chains. In parasite food chains, parasites can either serve as a foundation for other parasites or feed on large animals, becoming a food source for smaller animals, such as birds. Decomposer food chains. Decomposer food chains involve microorganisms breaking down dead organic matter. The sequence is as follows: detritus, decomposers, secondary consumers. Examples of terrestrial food chains. Here are a couple of examples of terrestrial food chains, specifically those occurring in the Mediterranean forest. Scotch broom, primary producer; aphid, primary consumer; teat, secondary consumer; eagle, super predator. Rosemary, primary producer; rabbit, primary consumer; lynx, super predator. Examples of aquatic food chains. In aquatic ecosystems, food chains tend to be more extensive. Here we present examples of a marine food chain and a freshwater food chain. Marine food chain example: green algae, primary producer; mollusks, primary consumer; Canis cognatus, secondary consumer; and Chinook salmon, tertiary consumer. Freshwater aquatic food chain example: Aeneas, primary producer; grasshopper, primary consumer; frog, secondary consumer; gray heron, tertiary consumer. Now that we have explored examples of aquatic food chains, let's dive into understanding the difference between a food chain and a food web. The primary distinction between a food chain and a food web lies in their scope. Food chains represent isolated relationships, while food webs encompass the entirety of the interconnected food chains within a given ecosystem. Food webs provide a more realistic portrayal of nutritional relationships in a community. However, due to their complexity, they can be challenging to represent, making the study of food chains independently a more straightforward approach. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Until next time.